Hey guys, so I thought I would do another vlog that was to do with my OCD story. I was really shocked actually with how well that video was received, because I thought it would just be really boring. I was just sat like this for about 20 minutes just talking, and to me I thought people wouldn't find that interesting, but it turns out I was wrong and people found what I was talking about to be interesting. And I guess to me it feels boring because I know about it. So like whenever I was editing it and watching it, I was just watching it being like, oh my god, doesn't everyone know this? But then it turns out no, people didn't know what I was talking about. So people were finding it interesting. People said I was really brave. People said it was great that I was breaking the stigma. Yeah, really nice comments, really well received. So I felt really good about that. I felt I needed that little boost to carry on doing this, because it is something scary to talk about. Like, I find that I find it scary to talk about it, but because it calms me down doing it, I don't mind doing it. But doesn't mean that I find it particularly easy to talk about or anything like that. I'm not usually one to put like my life personal thoughts on the internet, and I know I do it on my blog and everything, but like before blogging, like I wouldn't express these kind of thoughts and feelings because I'd be too worried about the future and employment and things like that. But I've decided that I think if a job place saw my videos or my blog posts about my mental health suffering and things like that and discriminated me against that, I wouldn't want to work for that company anyway. So yes, so today I'm going to continue on from the last video, and I'll leave that in the description box if you haven't already seen it. But today I think I'm going to continue on from Contamination OCD, which is the one that most people seem to know about. The problem is that people seem to think that people with OCD or Contamination OCD, they like tidying things, they like cleaning, they like it. I don't understand the like part of it. Like, they don't like doing it particularly, they have to do it if that's their ritual. So Contamination OCD isn't just about cleaning things or like things like that. It's not just that. So contamination can be anything. So the stereotypical, it's maybe you're in the kitchen and you just see germs everywhere, so you clean it, you overly clean things, you work with the bleach, you bleach things every day and all that. But in reality, the cleaning isn't the problem. It is the thoughts that the person has that makes them do the cleaning that is the OCD. So the cleaning isn't the OCD, and they don't like cleaning. It might relieve their anxiety for a little bit, but they don't like it. If they could, they wouldn't do it, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so the thoughts that these people have, like maybe their loved ones would be harmed if they don't clean the kitchen worktop 5-6 times. Numbers is a big part of OCD, so quite often people don't like odd numbers. My OCD doesn't really link to numbers, except when I used to count how many times I locked the door, and it would have to get up to like 20 for it to be a safe amount. Or I would say something happened, like when I was worried about getting HIV or things like that, just from like touching like surfaces in public, like bus poles and door handles and light switches and things like that. I would then count in my head and be like, 1, someone would have had to have bled on it. 2, they would have had to have HIV. 3, HIV doesn't live outside the body for that long. 4, I would have to have a cut that it would go into, like it would do like that, and I'd have to get to about 5 logical reasons for why I couldn't get it for me to stay calm. But anyway, this isn't really to do with contamination, but that's more to do with the numbers side of things. But what I'm trying to say with contamination OCD is that it isn't just germs. Like, there's mental contamination where you can just feel dirty. So sexual abuse or something like that might make you feel dirty and contaminated, and it's basically, some people have to just be in the shower and clean themselves until that kind of goes. I think that's kind of what it is. I don't want to, like, because that isn't the kind of thing I suffer from, I'm not an expert or anything, but it's more than just germs that's contamination. There's so much more. I'm trying to think of other things that you can be contaminated with. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is OCD isn't about being tidy or clean. I'm going to show you my room now. It's really not in a good way. But I wouldn't normally show you this because I don't want you to see how much of a messy slob that I can be. I have just got back from London. My stuff is everywhere. But I'm going to show you my room at the moment. And that's the problem. When I have people round, and I don't know, it's the embarrassment of having to explain that yes, I suffer from OCD, but my room, like, it's a mess. And then they look at you like you're not OCD at all, and I'm just like, ugh, you know? So I'm going to show you my room and you'll kind of understand what I mean, because I'm not a tidy person. It's not in my nature to be organised and tidy. It's just who I am. It's organised mess. I know where everything is, but it's not tidy. So I'm going to show you now. So we've got some stuff over here. Look, right, so this is my bed at the moment. Yes, it's my dissertation deadline this week. Yes, I've just done my makeup, so it's all over my bed. But literally, like, it's not really a pleasant environment. And that's my, like, makeup station and stuff. Like, you know, I'm not a tidy person. There's stuff everywhere. I think that's what I'm trying to say, is that OCD isn't about being tidy at all. It's not, I don't understand why people think it's about being tidy or lining up their books in special colours and all in different ways, because what OCD means, it's obsession, so you could obsess about anything. Compulsion is the ritual that you do to get rid of that behaviour, and then the disorder. So I don't understand where tidying got into that, and that's why I'm doing these vlogs, because I want to combat the stigma. I want people to understand that it's nothing to do with cleaning or tidying. Like, to have a contaminant present, it isn't about, like, mess. For me, it's about illness and dying. That has nothing to do with whether I like to keep all my stuff on my bed or all my, like, my room, if my books aren't in the right order. Like, that's nothing to do with me, like, worrying about dying, if you see what I mean. So yeah, does that make sense? I feel like I've just rambled on about the same thing, like, for the last 10 minutes. Yeah, I've just watched back what I had to have vlogged because I kind of forgot what I wanted to say, but then I remembered. So what I'm trying to say is that next time, maybe when you tweet about something, or I don't know, these OCD tweet accounts really bug me, because they are like, I know they say it's a joke, they like write in their little description box like, this is a joke account, like, don't get offended, and it's like, yeah, but like, my mental health is not a joke. Like, my crying or washing my hands until they bled and my curled up in a ball anxiety panicky mess isn't something that I find particularly funny. So when people do these accounts and they like take a photo of pencils in a line and then one's like upwards and not in line, and then they're like, oh, my OCD is killing me, I find it really offensive and it angers me, and it doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel like a crazy loser, and that's not something that I want to feel like when I see that kind of thing, because it is, I think it's, I don't know what it, let me just get my notebook actually, my OCD notebook, which is isn't a notebook, it's just got all my notes in for my project. And you see, my room's a mess, but I know where it is. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of the facts in my OCD notebook. I'm going to show you actually my notebook, because you might see what I'm on about when I show you. So here is the media misconception page. So this one is opening the wrong way is affecting me, #OCD, because they opened the packet of crisps the wrong way round. This is Breakfast of Champions and OCD sufferers, because it's all in a neat line. Loads of different tweets about it. This one is probably the worst. It's really offensive. Yeah, it's basically saying that things that people with OCD worry about are unimportant. Great. Yeah. Stuff like this, basically. And I'm trying to find this one fact. Okay, I've got it. So what it's saying is that OCD is the fourth most common mental disorder after the big three, which is depression, substance abuse and anxiety. And the World Health Organization has ranked OCD as the 10th most disabling medical condition out of all of them. It is a condition that can really, really, really have a huge impact on your life, whether that is because you are unable to work because these compulsions and rituals do take over your life. You can't leave the house because you're worried about like maybe burglaries or fire or getting contaminants inside you. Luckily I'm described as moderately OCD, so I do kind of get on with my everyday life, which is why people don't know really that I suffer from it until I tell them. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that if it's the 10th most disabling medical, so not even mental health, medical condition, like, why are people so mean about this condition? I know, like, banter, and I shouldn't take offence to everything, but it really, really is very hard when I know how many people are really, 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 really suffering from this condition. So yeah, that's just something that I thought I'd talk to you about today, and I hope you found it interesting, and I'll see you in my next vlog, guys. Bye!